If you love and play billiards, there's 101% probability that you also know Efren Bata Reyes. We knew that he is a talented pool player, but how good is Efren Bata Reyes actually? And why they call him the magician?
Missed this ball.
Welcome to Pro Fight PH. Before Manny Pacquiao in boxing, there is Efren Reyes in billiards. Born in Mexico Pampanga in the Philippines, Reyes moved to Manila at aged 5 to live with his uncle who owned a pool hall. At that very young age, he said that he is already playing billiards. He is practicing shots while no one is playing on the table. And because of that young age and small height, he would have to stand in the case of Coca-Cola in order to reach the height of the table. Gambling from a young age, he won his first match for money at age 9 and continued to compete at three-cushion billiards in the 1960s and 1970s. After establishing himself as a winner, he was discovered by promoters. This gave him the opportunity to compete in larger tournaments. During the 1980s, when Reyes was considered a top-class player in his homeland, but not yet internationally recognized, he went to the United States to hustle. Reyes claims to have earned $80,000 in a single week, making him a folk hero back in the Philippines. Reyes began winning a number of tournaments in the United States, Europe and parts of Asia, garnering attention and recognition worldwide. At the start of his career, he used aliases such as Cesar Morales to hide his identity so he would be allowed to compete. Imagine that, you will need to hide your identity so you can join a tournament. It's like banning a very good player in order to have a fair match. That's how good Efren back in the days. Reyes became internationally known at the US Open 9-Ball Championship in 1994. Having finished third in 1985, he defeated Nick Varner in the finals and became the first non-American to win the event. Reyes is up early at the end of 6th rack with 5-1 score. The game gets more exciting when Nick Varner is slowly erasing Efren's lead. At the start of 11th rack, Nick Varner made an almost perfect safety play. But if you knew Efren, there's no impossible for him when it comes to billiards.
Perfect.
Okay, now Efren, being one of the better kickers, or maybe even the best kicker in the country or the world today, what chances do you give him of contacting the one here?
I tell you what, I don't give him really a lot of a chance here because the 4-ball is...
The commentators thought that there's no way Efren can hit the 1 ball until they see the impossible. He also made a good safety in that play.
What?
That's got to be the best shot. That is just
Efren won the match with 9-6 score, bringing home the US Open 9-Ball Championship trophy.
Good for Reyes. You know, I mean,
I tell you, that's a great match. Efren Reyes is the happiest guy in the whole world right now.
In 1996, Efren played with Earl Strickland in the game called Color of Money. If you don't know him, Earl the Pearl Strickland is an American professional pool player who is also considered as one of the best 9-ball players of all time. He earned numerous championships in US Open 9-Ball Championship and in WPA World 9-Ball Championship. The game is raced to 120 and scheduled for 3 days. Strickland is up by 17 racks at some point of the game, with the score of 104-87. He is just 16 wins away from winning and already smelling the aroma of victory. But Efren didn't give up. At 192 rack, Strickland made a mistake with his shot, forcing him to play safety for the 7-ball.
That's just exactly what he's done. And once again, Efren comes up to the table with
Efren also made a good safety on that 7-ball.
Well, Efren chose the safety, and I'm sure he made the right decision. It appears to be a very good shot. I'm sure that Earl has the opportunity to kick and hit this ball.
Again, after the safety play of Efren, Strickland made a mistake making the 7-ball fully expose. Efren cut the lid back to 16 after that track. A lot of peoples watching the game thought that Efren doesn't have a chance to come back after the 17-rack deficit. He made a good rally rack after rack, scoring 31 of the last 44 racks. 119 to 117 in favor of Efren. The game ended up as Efren winning with 120 to 117 score.
Wins it! He wins it! And I'm not going to say anything else, Mike.
He'd bring home the prize pot of $100,000, an all-time largest purse in any professional pool event. For Strickland, he was very upset with his loss to Efren. Not just because he blew his 17 racks deficit, but also because he didn't have anything to bring it home due to winner-takes-all prize. Efren Reyes is also known with his incredible kick shots in the game. A lot of pool players can do that. But not like Efren. He's been doing it for decades, in an actual game, in a major event, in a championship match, where no one is expecting
He
it.
must have figured that, otherwise why would he shoot it like
Sure,
that?
see, now he even pointed like he was supposed to move the 6. With his finger, he could have moved it, but the 9 he didn't.
Well, he can see pretty much of a full ball in his 5 ball, so he's going to set it up table, and this whole game depends if he can get it behind the 6 ball.
This match happened in 1995. It is a race to 13 final match, again with Strickland. Both players having 12 racks even, with Efren unintentionally banked the 8 ball, making the 5 ball perfectly hit him.
Well, no, he didn't. Watch the 8. Watch the 8.
Oh my goodness.
Strickland said,
Oh
"You
my
can have that
goodness.
ball."
Oh boy.
Now, the position Strickland should have been in, Reyes is in that position.
But he's in a worse position, Billy. He can't even go to the left-hand cushion because there's no access to the 5 on this side.
The 7 is an interfering ball.
Yeah,
He goes to the
that's what I meant.
left. He precludes him from kicking in that fashion. He can't go to the right because there's no cushion there.
He's in big trouble. He's in big trouble here.
The short cushion is the only cushion he's...
This is the worst thing that could have happened to you when you're one win away from winning the match. But Efren is Efren, and this is why they call him the magician.
roll. Horrible roll. Horrible.
He might be able to go back and forth here. That's what he's looking at. I don't like that because you're going to leave a shot.
Yeah, you're not going to get movement from the 5 ball if you're able to contact it. And it looks like the short cushion is the only cushion he can go to. Behind the 6.
He kicks balls. He could nip the 5. In other words, going to the left-hand cushion, just missing the 7 ball, nipping the 5 and coming 3 cushions back down table. I think
He went twice.
I don't like this shot because you don't get no movement, like you said. You might miss this ball.
Put the camera on it. Yeah, Earl's even clapping on that shot. I don't believe it.
Everyone watching inside the hall is amazed and surprised when Efren banked that 5 ball. Even his opponent cannot believe what he saw.
That's why they call him a magician. There you have it. But he's not out yet, though. I've seen funny things happen.
And he's following the short.
he's following.
Now he has to.
Efren won at least 70 major titles in different disciplines of billiards over the course of his career. He's been named the top earner in the pool industry by the Arizona Billiards Money List on 5 occasions. In order to be a good pool player, one has to quickly see probabilities. Efren's strength is his analytical thinking and skill in calculating his shots. When others don't see a way to make a good shot, Efren manages to find one and flawlessly executes it. He was called the magician for that very reason.
A finish.
You couldn't get no better, man. No wonder you asked me to do this.
What a finish. Commend Earl for his sportsmanship there. I mean, he really was happy for Reyes in the regard that he made a terrific shot to steal the match away from him.
If you ask around, those who know Efren would describe him as the greatest pool player they have ever seen and the humblest. After all that he has achieved, Efren remains his cheery self. He doesn't even wear dentures, even though he could very much afford one now. It makes him uncomfortable. The same could be said about fame and fortune. If anything, Efren wants to live his life the way it was before he became known worldwide, simple and free of complications. According to some commentators, Efren is a special athlete in that he has no mean bone in his body. Fellow athletes would vouch for that, saying that Efren has never bad-mouthed anyone. And that's how good and humble Efren Bata Reyes. If you like this video, please consider to give me a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, feel free to comment and subscribe to my channel.
Yoxin.